Those
They
lights
are. Oh, yes.
I feel like when I'm underneath them, I literally feel like that I just stepped into like this fairy magical land. They're that beautiful and amazing.
I've been saying they were going to cure my seasonal depression. Hello and welcome to The Book Drop, Omaha Public Library's podcast about books, our community, and the joy of reading. I'm Maggie Peterson. I'm the outreach manager for Omaha Public Library, and I'm joined as always by
Amy Bather, the partnerships manager for Omaha Public Library.
All right, Amy, I'm sure we've talked about this before. Are you a football fan?
I know what
the silence
football.
Just there spoke volumes. Listeners, Amy just stared at me with the blankest expression I've ever seen.
I think I know who played.
Who do you think played?
And the Super Bowl is always around my birthday, so I tend to ignore it.
Yeah. What? You tell me who you thought played.
The Seahawks? And the Patriots?
Yes. I don't know why I'm saying that as if I'm like some kind of authority. I just knew at least that much. It's one of those of like.
And what I love about the Super Bowl, which I have not seen yet, are commercials in halftime.
That's the whole reason I watch.
I mean, that's it. And I always watch it after, which I have not done yet. It is on my list.
You have not seen the halftime show.
But I've heard lots of amazingness and hearts and loves from all over the social medias. So I can't wait to see it.
This was a big deal one.
Yeah.
So wait, I have to tell you this other fact that I learned.
Last year was a big deal one. I feel like we're building.
So here, let me tell you this. I went on a deep dive about halftime shows in relation to this one. There has been some controversy out there. There were some people who did not want this particular halftime show because do you know what made this especially special as a halftime show?
All in Spanish.
All in Spanish.
Yeah, I love it.
Which is, I think, incredible.
Yeah.
So
same.
I was doing a little deep dive research on just halftime shows in general. And part of this came from my friend Tom, who was telling me about, or Tom or Mark, well, they listen to the podcast. And if I don't say which one said it correctly, they'll be like, it was me. I told you that fact. So which one of you?
Thanks, Tom, for listening.
One of you men told me about
was
this.
The other one?
Tom and Mark.
Mark, thank you also for listening.
One of you told me this. So this sent me off into like a deep dive on halftime shows in general. So the halftime shows before like 1992 or 1993, what were much more in line with what we see at like a college game.
Sure.
With like the marching band. Which don't get me wrong, I actually love a marching band in a hip hop song.
Oh.
Is like an existential experience. So they used to follow that mode, or they would be very family friendly with like cutesy little acting bits. I don't know, tableaus spread throughout, like an Indiana Jones themed. It's like, oh no, Indy's running from the rock. Okay, now he's going behind here. Oh, here's the marching band. They're playing the music from Indiana Jones. Like cute, whatever. But what ended up happening is that in living color, which is great.
That show.
Such a and ahead of its time. In living cover, which was, I mean, how would you describe it? Variety show?
Totally variety
show. Saturday Night Live-esque, but more edgy,
way more edgy.
More like young, hip, like humor. Jim Carrey, like countless names, but people. J-Lo, I know, was one of the what do they call those girls?
Fly girl.
Fly girl.
Yeah.
J-Lo was a fly girl. Like there's just a number of people got their start in living color. In living color I know if it was at least one. I don't know if they did it for multiple Super Bowl shows. They are Super Bowl shows, halftime shows. When halftime would start, in living color would have like a cool thing going on, a music act, something, and it would pull away so many viewers from the Super Bowl because they're like, I don't want to watch this. I'm going to watch In Living Color during halftime and then go back to watch the game. That the Super Bowl was like, okay, well, we got to step it up. And do you know who then the next year what the halftime act was?
No.
Michael Jackson. In 1993. It was a Michael Jackson concert. Like,
I probably
crazy.
Totally remember that.
So then that started the trend of like, it's now like an act, like a big music act. And this I thought also was interesting. I saw this, that Michael Jackson was the act the first year. The next year was, I believe, George Strait. It was a country act.
Sure.
It was the last country act to be the halftime show.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
That everything else was like these broad appeal, like pop rock acts. So you can like follow like the trends kind of like, I think it's also interesting to go back and look and see like, oh, I remember that person did a halftime show, and to see like what year it was they did it. There's sometimes just like speaks what was happening in history at the time.
Totally.
So Kendrick Lamar's halftime show last year does hold the record for the most viewed halftime show in history.
I keep viewing it.
I do too. It is an incredible art piece. And I think it did to me.
I agree. You hit the nail on the head. It is an incredible art piece.
He is an artist.
Oh.
He's won, what did he win? He won
Pulitzer.
He won the Pulitzer. Mm-hmm. He's won like a lot of like, he's won Grammys and things like that, but he's also just won awards for like his art. Writing. Yeah, the writing. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Yeah. And I think that what we saw last year was that in like a physical form that we could actually watch. I absolutely saw the thread then into Bad Bunny doing this entire show in Spanish. Mm-hmm. It was a visual spectacle. Mm-hmm. Like, as somebody who speaks to me, like I describe my Spanish as 3-year-old Spanish. Right. I think I've told you about that I was at a park one time with my kid and there was another little boy there who's going to play with us. And I saw his mom. We were the only people there. And his mom was sitting on the park bench and she was very pregnant. But I gave her like enough of an indication of like, it's okay. Like we can all play together. Like don't get up. And she was okay with that. But I realized early on that this child only spoke Spanish and I was a little nervous. But he and I did fine that whole time. But so I realized, I guess I used to say I speak bad Spanish. I don't speak bad Spanish. I just speak at a 3-year-old level.
Right.
And that's motivating. So as somebody who speaks at a 3-year-old level of Spanish, for the songs, if I wasn't able to like fully process all of them, I could tell what the song was about based on the beautiful visuals that were going on. Yeah. It was a spectacle. Sure. Have you seen anything of it? Any of like any still shots?
Lady Gaga.
Oh, Lady Gaga. He had so many cameos. Yeah. It was great cameos. Ricky Martin.
Yes.
Is he a vampire, by the way? He looks exactly like he did in the 90s. He looks so good.
So good.
Ricky, what are you doing?
Cute little kid. I saw a cute little kid.
Oh, yes. No, that was such a beautiful moment. He at one point gives his Grammy like to a small child, like runs over to this little boy and like gives it to him. And it's supposed to be this idea of like dream big, buddy. Like it's supposed to be like him. He's giving his like, and there was other little things. I've been watching like little breakdowns of it from like cultural experience. So there's at one point when the Lady Gaga is singing and that she does her whole song. Oh, did you see that somebody got married during his set? And it was real.
It was real.
It was real. So what happened was that couple, you're listening to Super Bowl halftime show talk, by the way, on the book drop. So that couple invited him to their wedding. This is the thing. So when I got married, I sent my wedding invitation to like a whole bunch of people. I sent it to the White House, to the Obamas. Like this is like a thing people do now because then you get a card back usually that's just like, oh, from congratulations from the Obamas. Like, and it's on White House stationery. Wow. So you've got like these cool like little keepsakes then. Mm-hmm. So people will do that. They'll just send invites out now to like their favorite celebrities because then they get like they usually get like a cute little thing back of like, oh, congrats, you got married. So this couple invited Bad Bunny to their wedding, and he said, I can't come, but would you come get married while I do the Super Bowl?
That's unreal.
That was the real wedding. That was their real family that was there.
I can't wait to see it.
So that played into then like the visual spectacle that was going on. It's like, it's the wedding. And so then Lady Gaga's bit is almost like the reception, the after party. So that everybody's dancing. And at one point there's a little boy like laid out over 3 chairs and he comes over and he gets him up. And it's supposed to be like this like little touch point in the culture where it's like, no, these parties and these weddings go really late. And it's like the one night the kids don't got bedtimes. Everybody's going to dance and have fun together. And the kids sleep on chairs and then they wake up and they like dance again. And like, I just loved it. I love the whole thing. The other thing I was going to say is like, if you hadn't seen the visuals of all of the plants that they had so many just like green, leafy, like grass plants. And I just want you to know before you look at that, each one of those is a person. It is a person inside. So when the Super Bowl halftime show started, like they were like leading into it. So they're showing like shots from the field and it's like, oh, look, they're moving all these like grass things. And then we were watching, we're like, oh, there's like people in there. Oh, okay. There's going to be like a moment where like the grass dances. The grass never danced. There's just people inside the grass the whole time. And I want you to go in with that vibe of everything you're looking at. There's a person inside that grass. The chatter on Reddit made it make more sense that they were like, yeah, do you have any idea how long it would take for somebody to pick up a potted thing of grass, take it out onto a football field, go back, pick it up, take it back out? Yeah. It would take way less time to just hire a bunch of people to wear these big grass costumes and just stand there. Like, and then, okay, show's done, walk off.
Right.
You get everything on and off much quicker.
Okay.
I loved it.
Wow.
So if you are like me and you would also like to brush up on your Spanish, this is also a good time to plug that we have access to Mango languages at the library. Have you used Mango at all?
I've used it a little bit. I probably will use it for my upcoming trip a little bit.
Oh, that's right, because you are going on a little trip.
Yeah.
I'm going to Spain. This would be the time to do it.
It sure would.
You can do that on Mango. I have brushed up a little bit of my Spanish on Mango. I have actually used it more right now I'm trying to learn Karen because one of my kids, one of his best friends, her family speaks it. So I'm trying to get in good with her mom.
Right.
So we can do play dates and stuff.
Oh,
it's really accessible. It's actually, I was intimidated about trying to learn it because at least with the Spanish, I'm like, well, I got some background. I know what I'm doing. Like that feels easier to kind of start like truly diving into more than something that I don't feel like I have anything behind. And the platform itself, I feel like is so user friendly. It is motivating. It's been really, really nice to kind of start learning.
I like to.
It's friendly.
Check boxes and do well on quizzes.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't get that. I don't see that in you.
Yeah.
No, jokes.
And we have a sister podcast.
We do, Libroteca.
Yes.
With the beautiful Angela and Adrian.
I know. I love it.
A lovely job.
I know.
Yeah.
So
we've got lots of stuff.
Give it a listen.
I know. Mm-hmm. So if you're also going to use the Super Bowl as your jumping off point to start achieving some of your goals.
Yeah.
We got lots of stuff here to help you.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I started my day at the new library this morning. I was giving my new employee a little tour of the digs because she has not been able to see it yet. So I was able to see you and I where we're sitting over at the new Central Library.
Yeah. Oh I'm in the corner.
So excited. It's beautiful.
They put me in a corner.
We did. We had to. It was for the good of everyone.
It's true.
Amy sits in the corner.
Yes.
But the desks are beautiful. The space, the light. All of it is gorgeous.
We have windows.
I'm so excited.
I know.
I'm so excited not to be caught off guard when it's a blizzard.
I know.
Which has happened to me so much in the last 3 years.
Our boss has been over there for probably the past few weeks.
Our boss has been over there so much that when we see her here at our office space now, we go, what do you... no.
And she just
it's like seeing Santa on Easter.
I know.
You're not supposed to be here.
I was kind of shocked. I didn't understand. And I was like, how you doing? She's like, it's so dim in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Queen, going to be in the nice, beautiful, natural sunlight. Oh,
we'll be over there soon.
It does have that new car smell inside the building. Yeah. It's really pleasant.
It does.
It's really lovely.
It's a new building smell.
It's a new building smell.
Yeah, like, I agree. Oh, 100%.
Great.
Yeah. Well, what are we talking about today? I feel like we're on point.
We are talking about the beautiful new Central Library.
Yeah.
And now, a message from the Book Drops editor. OPL has gathered some incredible behind-the-scenes stories from the librarians, architects, and community leaders who are bringing the vision of Central Library to life. From the family-friendly areas and the new floor for genealogy and local history, to how this space was designed specifically for you, the Omaha community. Here is a closer look at all that is the new Central Library.
Place for community.
This building is going to make a difference for so many people that we're never going to meet, whether it's life-changing, whether it's just a bright spot in their day, but really having a sense of this building isn't for us. It's not for me as a staff person, it's for the community, and it's going to make such a difference to people. It's exciting to see it all come together because we've been working on this by the time it opens for 5 years.
So Central, I think, is so fun in that it was really designed, in my mind, as a mission enhancement, meaning that it has all the pieces that all of our branches have, but a little bit more.
A Central Library really is, it's the heart, I would say. Some people might say the brain, but I would say it's the heart of a system. But with this build in particular, we get to yes and that with great new innovative services that OPL has offered, but we're going to amplify offerings, right?
On the first floor, we have a playscape area for our little ones, but we also have a cafe where, maybe I want to sit down and get some coffee with my book club.
And so having Zen there is just kind of playing off of our mission of bringing the community together in an area where, we can provide the fuel for their futures and whatever they are starting for themselves. For me, the library, is a community space. It is somewhere where anybody can go and, meet, learn, read, and get access to so many different opportunities just within a local space.
I think what I'm most excited about for the new Central Library is
the variety of gathering spaces. We have so many that'll be, out on the floors, just in the regular public, with Zen coffee and like the children's area and plenty of places to mix and mingle, but a wide variety of meeting rooms for so many different needs. I'm hoping that it allows different community members to come use that space, maybe for something more practical of like, oh yeah, we're just going to come have a meeting here. But then that gets them in the door, and then they can see all the other cool things that we have to offer.
The Commons is in the middle of the first floor with this soaring ceiling with these beautiful windows that look out to the city garden. And that welcomes anyone in to come in, sit down. We have a large community room. We've got technology, we've got all kinds of stuff. As I go up to the second floor, clearly there's a whole section that's kids, but I also have our Do Space hub that has all kinds of stuff, from my little ones in the Littles Lab all the way up to, gosh, I hope we're getting some of our, older generations coming in and telling us their oral histories that we're going to do in the memory lab.
So we've always offered technology since technology was on the horizon. But with this central library, we get a whole technology wing, essentially. And that means we get to experiment with new technologies. We get to figure out how those will work for our community. And then we get to figure out how we can bring them out into the branches for all the community to experience, even if they can't come to the central library.
Particularly, I like the third floor because that's our genealogy and local history. And this is where really we start to see Omaha come together and show its history, its future, what it is, and all the benefits of really digging in and saying what was and what could be will happen in that space.
I think my biggest takeaway in working on previous libraries was understanding like how vast the ultimate user group is. There's the library group, there's all the community members. There's just so many pieces and parts and people involved that it sort of the previous work made me realize like how much of a civic project it truly is.
This was so special to us because it was our own community, and rarely do you get to do a library in your own backyard.
Well, this central library will literally be in the center of the city. And it's a place that's built specifically for them. We've looked at the planning through all different kinds of eyes. How can this be welcoming and engaging to everybody in our community?
The people of Omaha value reading, value access to materials, but also value a sense of community. And a library is a place that anybody is welcome and can go to spend time, to spend the day, and to connect with ideas and resources, but also connect with people. And Central is designed around the idea of being a space for people. It's really a 21st century building, and it encourages that kind of connection.
Our libraries today are vibrant places, and libraries are not places where librarians are shushing young people. Our libraries are places where there are families engaged in activities. They are doing escape rooms. They are participating in story times, music and movement. There are people on computers doing research that they need to do. There are people getting their first library card.
I am excited for people to walk through those doors, to really just drop into that space in whatever the way they want. They can drop in to reflect, to be by themselves, to be in community, to be connected to resources, to get inspired, to get motivated for their next quest in life. So many things.
We don't really worry about why you're here. We just hope we have what you're looking for when you get here. And also that everybody is welcome.
The point is, you should walk into that space and feel welcome everywhere that you're at. You should feel something that says, you belong here. This is for you.
A place for families.
There's going to be something for everyone in this building. That's the incredible thing of Central. Everyone wants to feel like they're part of something. And a public library allows you to come in and be a part of a bazillion different things, right?
A huge part of what we as the library believe is we want to support early literacy, because we know fundamentally supporting those early readers and that development of those early literacy skills will only help our community grow and amplify the greater knowledge and hopefully, bring them back to be library users in the end. So our library's collection supports literacy by, it's right there in the collection. We have the books and materials for kids to explore, whether they're reading a print book or listening to an audiobook. It's all helping advance their literacy skills and, ability to learn more things.
We're also going to have an outstanding children's collection there. We know children's books in particular are continue to be hugely popular across our location. So we're going to have a really stellar children's collection for families and kids to enjoy when they come to see us. We'll have face-forward shelving, which means it'll be really easy for kiddos to go browse board books, picture books, and find the titles they want to take home.
It goes from kind of our earliest readers, our toddlers, our board books, into our picture books, into our, just getting into the chapter books, into our, now I'm into my intermediate, right? My 3rd, 4th graders, and then I'm moving into young adult. So I love that it shows kind of this growth and it allows this growth, but it also allows you to play and to look and say, ooh, maybe that's for me or that's for me.
When you're a kid, there's just so much to explore about the world. And I think being able to have our collection sort of mimic that and include any subject that somebody is interested in is really what we're striving for. Our collection is really the core of what we do to be able to allow that access of information to anyone that wants it. I'm excited at Central to see the indoor playscape when that comes in and how it will open out to an outdoor playscape for kiddos. And I think it's great that it's going to be right next to the cafe.
So we have an outdoor playscape and then we've got the indoor that Roto did. We really thought about nature. We thought about our community. So inside it's based on our state tree, the cottonwood. On the outside, the playscape mimics the curve of the river. And so that's kind of interesting.
And it's a play area for your little ones to engage with. And, that adjacency to the Zen coffee place where you have the cafe where, mom and a friend or mom or dad, it can grab a coffee at the cafe and be able to watch them in a pretty secure area and still let them just kind of go crazy. The ability for this adaptive or creative play that they've, and I think for most of the folks out there, or parents at least, like good energy burning zone to let them get it out before you get them, by the time you get them home from the library, they should be ready for a nap.
I think it's going to create just a really fun vibe in that building to be able to sit, read, chat, drink your coffee, watch the kiddos play around. I think that'll be really cute.
So as we get into the children's area, I think intuitively people are just going to understand that's clearly the children's department. It gets a lot more, I will say, kind of playful. So as you enter their space, they have a really unique 100-seat story time, kind of tiered, upholstered bench area. One of the unique features that I think all ages are going to enjoy on that, as you step up, it's kind of the precipice of that 72nd and Dodge intersection. And as those windows kind of wrap around that corner, you can really get up and look in to almost the highest window down onto that cityscape there, which is pretty dynamic. Even though we've got a lot of traffic there, I think the kids are going to find it really interesting to look at from up above.
And I always love it if I'm at a branch after story time and you see that kind of immediate connection with between caregivers and kiddos, both before and after. And so again, really in designing the space, we're really trying to facilitate that. So there's that engagement with literacy, there's engagement with community and neighbors, which is also such a huge part of development at that age. And I think it's really going to be flexible and welcoming and have all those different kinds of experiences. So you'll find one that kind of resonates with you that day, or maybe more than one.
We have great seating for all ages, including seating that accommodates a child and a parent that might want to, kind of cuddle up and read. And then kind of flanking the end of that towards the south, we have the Little Labs area. So activity room, great area for lots of different activities, including like the floor robotics with the mats, arts and crafts activities. And then again, who knows what's coming in the future.
No carpeting, so we can get messy if we need to, and we can hold fun workshops in there. that are STEAM related. So we can learn more about science, we can learn about math, all kinds of fun things in there.
This is going to be pretty awesome for them to have their own specified space where they can take ownership and know that space is really for them to be themselves and creators in our community.
I talked to one of the artists today who will have artwork in the children's area, and she talked a lot about like how, like as a child, you get inspired by imagery and pictures. And I can imagine like being a small kid walking through that space and just your mind is just opening up to all this imagination and very excited to like hear stories and learn and have fun.
These are the components of early childhood literacy, and we're going to give them to you in this physical library space. I think most parents are looking for that, and what I love about being at the library, it's free. You don't have to check in with anybody. Again, you don't have to be a member. You can just come and offer this really enriching, wonderful experience for your children at no cost.
This new building is really huge for us. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to build a branch like this. And this wouldn't have happened without the partnerships that we have and the investment that the city's made. And the consideration that this isn't just a luxury that's provided for the community, it's something that the city really takes seriously. This is an essential in our community. And Central Library will be a go-to place. It'll be a place where communities welcomed and encouraged to be.
We're waiting for you and we're ready for you. Come on in and see what we have. We've got books, we've got computers, we've got fun tech to play with, we've got toys for the kids, we've got an outside space, we've got an inside space, we've got coffee in the cafe. So come and see and stay a while. We want you to stay. We want you to plop down, get comfortable, and hang out with us.
A place for finding your roots.
That idea that anyone can come to the Central Library and then find your roots and how how your story, comes about. I think that's one of the wonderful things. We have all these wonderful people that are, maybe have come from either indigenous people or they were here, or they're wonderful immigrant stories of so many of us. The narrative of the citizens of the community becomes, kind of a binding element.
Genealogy and local history and that third floor is really about giving our community a chance to tell its own story, its own stories, and giving individuals the chance to investigate and learn about their families and tell their family stories.
That's what genealogy and local history is, exploring. We're going to have new resources, new spaces, new ways to present things, new displays, and so there's going to be a lot to explore. I think a lot of people are going to come just out of curiosity. They've been hearing about this place and they're going to want to see it at least once, and our job will be to make sure that it's not just once, but they come and they think, wow, this is wonderful, and keep coming.
We wanted to create space that, again, still has that visual connectivity to the lower floors. But as you kind of make your way up to the third floor, we also wanted to feel unique in and of itself. But the wood ceiling really gives you this sense of warmth and coziness that, not that we don't have that on other floors, but it's handled in different ways. We have lots of work tables up there, and those that are specific to genealogy and historic research. So a couple big feature tables where people can spill out and really move materials around and gather together.
But the piece for me that's kind of exciting is we have a huge table coming in. One of those giant tables that's going to sit in the middle of the space, because what I have noticed about our genealogy and local history folks that come in, it isn't me in my own little world looking up. It's really people connecting together and saying, hey, I found this, or I'm really struggling with this. Could you help me? I saw you did this. And people start to have conversations and build a community that they never did before, because everybody is connecting on this curiosity, on this, how do I figure this out? And once you get into that moment, it's such a community effort. And I love that piece of that.
We try our best to work together and just collaborate, and each person's story is different and each record set's different. I mean, it's just a lot of digging and a lot of researching, and most of the time, even after people leave the room, we're still working on it just because that's kind of interest we have. It's a puzzle that we want to solve. The questions are so across the board that one thing I love about working here is you never know what you're going to get when somebody walks in, and you never know where their story is going to come from.
Our job here is to help people find the things they're looking for. We have a lot of people who are researching their family history, sometimes the history of their homes. They're all looking for something a little bit different, but we have the resources and I think the knowledge to help them find just the resource they need.
We've got a lot of materials in our genealogy reference collection that is going to highlight different ways to access records that might be limited or might not exist the same for each group of people. Like we've got Native American genealogy handbooks, we've got African American genealogy handbooks, we've got reference guides for all these different countries and heritages. I always try to remind people that it's not a one-stop shop. It takes time, it takes digging, and it takes a lot of teaching yourself where things exist. But if they exist, we will gladly help you find it.
One of the things that you're going to notice when you walk into that building on the first and the second, I guess the mezzanine too, you can see into this ASRS, right? And you're going to see these bins and think, well, what in the world is in them? Well, there are books in there. But you know what? A lot of it is going to house our genealogy and local history collection. This is how we actually are able to hold on and safeguard a lot of the memories of our community.
The ASRS, which stands for Automatic Storage and Retrieval System, which will be the first one in the United States to be associated with a public library. But it's one where the ability to that's kind of where it gives Central its power, because that's where the efficiency of being able to store really got almost double the size of being able to double the size of the collection without the need to actually build any more buildings.
Think about the memories that we're preserving. Think about the access that is providing for our community. It's a game changer in that, that is a climate controlled area. That history actually belongs to you, not to us. We just get to safeguard it for you. So we are thrilled that not only are we going to have a whole floor that is dedicated to genealogy and local history, we actually have a storage retrieval system that takes up 4 floors that can hold up to 700,000 items. Think about the history.
I'm really excited about the 3rd floor genealogy and local history room. It's just going to have a beautiful view. I think it's going to be just a really a place of calm in the middle of the city where you can come learn about the origins of your family, the origins of this community.
Most of us know what 72nd feels like from street level because we drive it, frequently. Most of us don't know what 72nd is like from these elevated viewpoints because they're just, those buildings don't really exist at that intersection today. So, as one comes in and works up, the views kind of quiet down.
And Central will be a place where people will be able to dream bigger. There are more possibilities. There's more engagement. There's more technology. There are new collections. There's genealogy. There is so much here for people. And I just want to know that this is the library that they really want to have in their community.
Well, I think sometimes people have a sort of a hangover from bad experiences in school, book reports, stuff like that. My own daughter said, I love the stories, but all that paperwork you do looks like homework to me. So I just want to try and convince people that it is about the stories, that we're trying to find their stories. And that is what the library does. Stories. We preserve them, we tell them, and we try to extract them from people.
Like once you get started, I don't think you ever finish. You just learn more and more about your family and your community, and that's fun. And then you can really be around other folks who are doing the same thing, and you can learn from each other. That's one of the delights I have seen over the years is people helping people on their quest to find out more about their families.
What are you excited about?
Well, so for me, this whole time, I think the things that
We're here.
I'm excited to get out through the magic.
I mean, the movers are coming. We are about to open. The time is now.
Yeah, it's happening.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah, no, it's gone by really quickly.
Yeah.
What was bizarre for me is that when we moved out of the downtown library, when it was going to come down, I was very, very early and just expecting my daughter. And it was weird for me as we were leaving that building and thinking like, God, she's going to be what, like almost 3? She could be like 3.5 when this building opens. That is an eternity. And yet here we are. She turns 3 in April.
Right.
She turns 3 just before we open the doors.
Yeah.
That's bonkers to me. That time has gone by very quickly.
So fast.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful building.
I love it. I hear so many compliments from folks in the community. They just think it's a beautiful building. They cannot wait to come inside.
Yeah.
And we can't wait for you all to come inside. I think that's the really exciting part.
Yeah.
And there's so many aspects of that building that will touch everyone and connect with everyone that I can't wait to give folks tours. I can't wait to talk to them more about it. I can't wait till they get in the door. But for you, what are you the most like? What do you see as like your touch points with Central?
So for me, as like from a patron standpoint, because I've got lots of stuff I'm excited about as somebody who works there. But as a patron, when I think of somebody who lives here, it is a lot of like those family bits. Like I talked about with my youngest that's going to be able to go. There was so much beautiful intentional thought put into these spaces for families specifically. So we have our coffee partner downstairs, Zen Coffee.
Yes.
My kids are growing up in a family where they're not a stranger to a little treat. If we're going out, we can get a little scone. Who wants to stop and get a little scone and a kid's juice in a fun little cup? Like,
especially Teddy.
We do that. Oh yeah, my children are whimsical.
They are whimsical.
They're whimsical children. So
and Zen Coffee is whimsical. Those lights
are. Oh yes,
I feel like when I'm underneath them, I literally feel like that I just stepped into like this fairy magical land. They're that beautiful and amazing.
I've been saying they were going to cure my seasonal depression. I don't know if it works that way, but when I've been standing underneath them, I'm like, I just feel good, feel great.
They're beautiful.
So we have downstairs at the Zen Coffee, it's, we have like
fairy
cafe seating and there's these beautiful lights. I want to get specific, Amy, because fairy lights does refer to a very specific form of light, and that is not what it's down there.
Okay, sorry.
Fairy lights are much more closely aligned with a Christmas tree light.
Oh,
did you know that? Fun facts. I don't want the listeners to get their
I also have fairy lights inside of my house.
Oh, I do too.
All the time.
Yes, year round. Absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
These are like these beautiful, like just drop pendant lights almost.
Yeah, they're drop, but and they also have sound absorption.
Yes,
inside.
It is very. I've not been under like a light fixture. I know we're talking a lot about this light fixture, but once people get inside and see it, you're going to get it.
It's true.
It's so good.
It's so well designed.
We have downstairs at Zen Coffee. There's cafe seating. There's places to sit, but right next to the cafe seating is this cool little like play structure for kids.
So cute.
And then just outside there, you can see through the windows and accessible through a door that's right there, an outdoor play structure with like music toys inspired by the river, the beautiful Missouri River that is not necessarily walking distance from our library, but very important to where we are in the country.
Absolutely.
It's so cool. That's not even the kids area. The kids area is upstairs. There's even more cool, wonderful things up there. So many cool programs are going to be happening. We're living in an era where people are getting out more and more with their kids. Like play cafes are a huge thing. They're a huge caffeine thing for us. I'm taking my kids to play cafes all the time, but a lot of times those play cafes you pay. Like you pay to go play in the play area, and then you pay obviously if you want stuff like from the cafe. And this feels more like this is a place where you can actually go do that, and you don't have to be paying. You can come and just be able to explore and play and learn and do all those wonderful things. They're going to build up the synapses in their brains and let them become the geniuses that they're going to be.
It, to me, Central Library represents
when you hear people talk about their first library experience or a very formidable library experience where it's just absolutely magic and just it seeps into their soul, this is what Central Library will do.
I absolutely agree with that. Like all the formative, all the budding librarians that will come in the future.
I can't wait. I love it.
How about you? What is the thing like you're most excited about?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm so excited about all the central art that's going to be there. I am so excited about all the meeting rooms and the partnerships room, the community room, all these great spaces for our community use. I'm just thrilled about it. Most excited about our genealogy and local history space on the top floor. It is quite beautiful and magic. And I always think about genealogy, like, yes, it's a lot of people might view that as like a solitary experience. Like they come in, they do their research, but we have been building it out in such beautiful ways where it has become a community. Like we have a great book club that talks about some kind of family history, either fiction or nonfiction, and that book club has just grown and grown and grown. It started here at our temporary location, and then we'll move over to Central. I also, what I have been delighted and found so much joy in is how people connect with each other through the storytelling of making something. So we've had like collage workshops where you really think about how you can take ephemera or pieces of anything, like it could be like an old recipe, a postcard or something like that, and you make a beautiful collage. You make a beautiful piece of art for yourself that represents you and your family. And I have seen incredible things created since at our time here at our temporary location, and we will continue that at Central, and I'm so excited about it.
I've loved those pieces that people have made around that, because I think, and I definitely fall into this trap too, that it's like, we have this beautiful, precious, and we got to keep it in a box, and we can't, well, now no one's looking at it. Or it's like, you don't have enough room. You don't know what frame to put in it. You don't know how to put it in a wall, but it's like, what is it doing if it's just sitting in a drawer? How is that honoring it? And this is another way that's like, you're not destroying it. You're turning it into something else. That might have more space and acknowledgement in your home.
And then you can pass that down to your kids or whoever. You know, it would be great. I just love it. I am so excited to be there.
I had a flash of a thought of like, oh, you and I should just go through our stuff that we're purging and be like, I found this budget from 2014.
No, it's
I am going to repurpose it now for my own genealogical purposes.
Oh my gosh. It is.
Let's make an art piece out of this.
So interesting, like what we are finding in our old files.
Oh my God. It's so wild.
Yeah, because when we moved over here, we didn't have a whole lot of time to purge. We just moved mostly everything over. So this time we did. So it's been really interesting to go through our old files. I love it.
Yeah. That has been interesting. We had a different facilities manager when we first moved over. And I just remember, like, as soon as we got in the building, her being like, do not get used to all of this space. I know we're in an old Shopco. Do not think you can fill all of this space with stuff.
It's true.
Because we're a little bit like Coral, and we're going to expand to fit the space that you give us.
And we kind of did.
We did an okay job. We didn't go crazy.
No,
but
we didn't go crazy.
I could see the fear in her eyes, and maybe that's why she retired when she did.
I know.
She's like, I gotta go.
I'm out of here.
I got you over. I am leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah. But we did actually get the message at the end, and we will downsize and pack appropriately and move over.
Can't wait.
I know.
I am going to have to figure out my knick-knack situation. I'm a knick-knacky girl.
I am too, but I've gotten rid of some.
Okay.
I really have, because I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. So I'm going to pass it on to people who I think they will find delight in it.
Yeah. I will say, we were in a meeting yesterday when we were talking about how, we went from like this size of meeting spaces to this, and then now we're getting even closer, like that it's in theory smaller. And when I was out there today, so I went in with this like, oh my God, we're going to be on top of each other. Like I know it'll be a beautiful space, but like, oh my gosh, we're going to be but it's probably great to set that expectation. And then you walk in and you're like, oh, this is great. We're fine. No, we're not. Fine. We're fine. We got space. I just need to be more selective about.
I will always be happy in a cubicle. I know that's weird to say.
I think I probably just need to go down to one duck wearing a top hat, one little tiny rubber ducky wearing a top hat instead of the 8 of them that I did have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to figure out who's going to get those other rubber ducks. Maybe that'll be like a listener special.
I know.
Who wants to win a rubber duck from Maggie from her office?
Yeah.
It's got dust on it.
So as part of this episode, we thought we would dive into book selections.
Yeah, this was an unusual episode because it was like, what are we going to pick for books for this one? Because we're talking about moving to the new central library. So we leaned into the idea of obviously libraries, but also Omaha and community.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm going to be honest. I kind of struggled with this a little bit. Sure. Because when we were talking about this episode, I feel like we've done kind of a library-centric episode before. And I was like, I kind of already put all my faves in. Yeah. So I went back through. And so I took maybe a little bit of a different approach. But we talked about putting in books about library, community,
loosey-goosey route?
You know me. I'm a loose goose. The goose is loose in the building. Most days. So
take me on your trail.
Hop on my back. I will fly you around. So I started... Because it is February, we were very close to Valentine's Day when we record this episode. I did have to put in another one of my favorite, Emily Henry's.
Well, I just finished the one that you lent me, Book Lovers, and I loved it.
We love the Book Lovers.
It was so great. Thank you for lending it to me.
Oh my gosh. And now it's being passed around to another coworker because everyone needs to read. Everyone needs to read it. Well, okay. If you liked that one, another one that I would recommend is A Funny Story by Emily Henry. It does take place in another quaint town, which is what Emily Henry is so good at doing. It kind of feels very Schitt's Creek adjacent. I feel like a lot of her locations
love it.
Very similar. So in Funny Story, the main character is Daphne. She is a youth librarian at a library in this very small town who has recently broken up with her fiance. And through a comedy of errors, she ends up becoming roommates with her fiance's new girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. Possibly fiance? I can't remember if they were engaged too.
Sure.
Essentially, this girl that her fiance is now with is like the longtime girl best friend. The girl he always told her don't worry about. Well, now they're together and like they're dating and she's perfect. Like she's like everything. Through I can't even remember the specifics of why they end up having, but it's again one of my favorite tropes of like, we have to live together. Oh no, there's only one bed in the hotel room. These are all my favorite tropes, so I'm here for it. They slowly start to kind of befriend each other, find ways to kind of support each other through this breakup. They also start doing it. They also start leaning into the idea of making their exes think that they are now dating. Yeah. As a way to get them to be a little bit jealous. Does it work? Wouldn't you like to know? You should read it to find out. It's really
I am sure it is.
Very romantic. When I look at the chatter online about Emily Henry books, a lot of people say Book Lovers is their favorite.
Yes.
I frequently see Funny Story as like their second.
Okay.
So
I can't wait to read it.
That's my plug for it. So if you're looking for another good, if you've not read that one and you're a fan of like the Emily Henry rom-coms, definitely do that one. The rest of these went off on quite a tangent.
Okay.
I stopped trying to adhere so closely to actual like books that take place in a library and more things we have in the library about Omaha that I feel really connected to. So one of them I did want to bring up to you that Randy might have more of a connection. You should mention these to Randy.
I will.
So there was a big because you were a transplant, you weren't here when this was becoming like a huge thing. So Omaha World Herald published these books called Omaha Times Remembered.
Okay.
And it was definitely the 90s. I believe they were initially available through like purchase, like through the newspaper, like that you could like say, okay, you call in and you write a check and like whatever. But then they also sold them at like the Barnes and Noble and Bookworm and like all of these places. Each one is really just coffee table-esque in that it's pictures. It's mostly just photographs. But it is just historical photos of Omaha, like some professional, but some of just like, this person's grandma took this photo in their house in 1918 or, like whatever. That it's such a document of history in Omaha. I remember being obsessed with these books as a kid because there would also just be like, this took place at this like this intersection and it was in my neighborhood. And I'm like trying to picture like, whoa, okay. So like kids were walking down this street, like back then, like kids lived out here. Like it's such an interesting look. I don't know. It sounds really simple. They were so meaningful and impactful to me as a kid. I love them. We have volumes 1, 2, and 3 in our collection. Okay. So I would say if you grew up with these books, we have them. Come read them. I think my parents still somehow have these in their house too. They're so great. Randy might remember them.
Okay.
They were pretty significant in Omaha in the 90s. Okay. They were like everywhere. The last thing I have, it's not really a book. I just searched Omaha in our catalog. Yeah. And then I decided for my last thing what I wanted to put.
Results.
Yeah. And what I wanted to do for my last pick is just what I've titled a smattering of historical documents I found while searching for Omaha titles in our catalog. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Some of them just made me laugh. Okay. From 1970, ? It didn't have the exact year. They just knew it was the 70s. Omaha, an administrative center.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I love it.
1939, Omaha, A Guide to the City and the Environs.
I feel like I actually want to have this framed and put on a wall.
I think we're going to go dig through these. So this is another thing as I was like doing my little search. Some of these indicate they're available and some of them said that they were not available. And I think it's because they are now packed for the move. So they've been suppressed now.
Maggie, I really do feel like we need to gamify this.
I think we do too. There's potential here. Let me give you a couple other ones. Okay. Here, I'll skip one. No year listed, just called recipes. Try mine. Recipes. Try mine.
I want that one.
It was from the Mount View Presbyterian Church. It indicates it is a spiral bound book. I think you'll agree with me. Some of the best recipes come from specifically church community
community cookbooks, and we have them in our collection, and they are absolutely amazing.
That title, though, just really got to me.
Love it.
Recipes. Try mine.
Try mine.
I'm really excited about that one.
Try mine.
Okay. No, you try mine. Okay, second to last. And I need you to understand that these next few phrases are said both with exclamation points. Omaha! Exclamation point. Chuck Wagon of America! Exclamation point. By William Gibson.
Wow.
Want to know more about that? This is my favorite one. 1918. Why does Omaha, a city of 200,000 population, rank 12th in bank clearings?
Oh, I want to know.
I am going to find out. That one was not suppressed or not indicated that it was unavailable, which makes me think it's not packed in a box yet. I will be finding that after this and seeing.
Do you know what I'm surprised you didn't put on there?
What?
Something about the blizzard.
Oh, the children. Amy, the children's blizzard didn't happen in Omaha. It happened in the rural Nebraska.
I know, but it's still Nebraska.
I felt these were more lighthearted as opposed to the decimation of a bunch of
Every
prairie
time
children.
I think about the blizzard, I think of you. Just so you know.
Somebody on Reddit recently posted something. Was it the Omaha subreddit? It was definitely Reddit. I can't remember where I was about it. No, it must have been. It's okay. Sorry, this is neither here nor there. But somebody had posted something, and I had replied back something about, blah blah blah. And the reply I got back was something about like, that reminded me. Did you know about the children's blizzard and blah blah blah? And I had to hold myself back from being like, I was there when the scripture was written, which don't tell me what is in the old scrolls. No, but like in a friendly way of like, you want to talk about the children's blizzard?
Oh my God.
Do you want to talk about the weirdest ways people died in the children's blizzard? We'll talk about that off mic because they're pretty horrific.
Wow.
And they were real people. I'm not excited about it. It's just facts that live in my brain at all times.
know.
And they don't get to come out a lot. What did you pick for books?
Well, let me tell you. First of all, Maggie, there's like 1 million books about libraries, which and I haven't read a lot of them. So when I was looking through what I have read and what all the books that I haven't read, I thought I need to get on it.
Isn't that the story of our life every day?
It's true. But I thought one of the books that I thought was like going to be the strongest for me to talk about was really called The Library Book by Susan Orlean.
That was a huge book though when it came out.
So huge. And it's such an incredible book, y'all. And she was here a few years ago for our foundation.
With Molly Shannon.
What a
super
night. Cool.
Yeah.
And I listened to the book. It's one, I
did too.
highly recommend listening to it because it's fascinating. It's long, but it is fascinating. And I will just say the publisher opens up with kind of a really sets the book up well because you're like, this is a mystery. So it says on the morning of April 28th, 1986, a fire alarm sounded in Los Angeles Public Library. The fire was disastrous. It reached 2,000 degrees and burned for more than 7 hours. And by the way, they called this something. Remember, I think we talked about
it's
this,
like an actual
blue
it's a scientific term. That it's
or an invisible
I think it's
flame.
Invisible sounds closer to it, but it is something for like
so
how unusual and unusual.
Nobody's ever actually witnessed it, and they did. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's just wild. So, and by the time it was extinguished, it had consumed more than 400,000 books and damaged several 100,000 more. So, of course, investigators are there. And they're trying to figure out what happened and if somebody set fire to the place and who, because they did figure out it was arson. So it is a true crime, very much dropped into this book. But it's also, she really
so Susan Orlean loves libraries, and it's her sort of like homage and love back to libraries. And so beyond investigating the fire, she really talks about the broader role of libraries in society, from the origins to their adaptation to the digital age, and talking about the different library departments, which I was like, it was so funny. And I was like, oh, okay. So they were talking about budgets and facilities and broken things 100 years ago. And we still talk about those things, or sort of the same theme, like the struggles that, we, or the challenges and also the opportunities that we face all the time, has been a consistent through line throughout library history. And I just thought that, I was like, oh, that's so, I loved it. And she did an excellent job of really collecting all this information together and providing that story. So if you are interested in understanding how and what a library, how it operates on the inside, this is an excellent
This is like
read.
the book.
It is the book. I've bar none have never read anything so exacting as this, as how libraries run.
This is like the nonfiction that gets me fired up. It's
Love
like
it.
it's this narrative style.
Yeah.
It reads like fiction,
Yes,
but it's
agreed.
It's nonfiction. It's I don't know, it's a crowd pleaser. I feel like anybody I have recommended this book to has told me they loved
I
it.
know.
It is one of those that it's like, if it has been
So
on your
good.
TBR list for a long time, move it up, read it.
Exactly.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So my next pick, which I read last year, and I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the podcast, probably, I don't know, maybe not. Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. Even though it's library adjacent because it's about a dictionary. So
counts. It's
it
words.
does. It's about words. And I actually love books about words or about dictionaries. It's reference. And
I'm
libraries
learning new
are
things about you
reference.
every day.
Oh my gosh. I have read 2 or 3 books about the Oxford English Dictionary. Mostly nonfiction.
How have we never talked about this? This is so fascinating. I didn't know that you did this. Okay.
I know.
All right.
It's true. I love books about books
I
and
don't
words.
mean to get off track with this. I'm just fascinated. It was just like the history of, or like why we have it, or
everything. I just think it's interesting.
Okay.
But when I went to library school, I thought I wanted to dedicate my life to, I mean, this is sort of your like library passion, and then you realize, oh yeah, that doesn't work. I love book history, and I thought, well, I want to like pursue that avenue, but then it was like another master's degree. It's like knowing history, which I'm not really great at, folks. I'm great at a lot of things, but
you're good at bar trivia history. That's my style. I think there's a lot of things that I'm like, I'm good that version of the bar trivia.
And
of
I'm
that.
also not good in archives. Like, don't put me down there. Like, I thought I want.
Please don't make me take care of this stuff. I can't be responsible for this.
No,
this will be the downfall of humanity. Don't put me in here.
It will be. I like the idea of it. I don't like the activity of it. It's not for me, but I love it for everybody else. But so this fills my soul. And this was fiction, so it's a historical novel inspired by the creation of the Oxford English Dictionary, and it follows the story of SMA, a girl growing up in the scriptorium, which is where they collect all these words and try to find the original. Like, the cool thing about OED, if you didn't know this,
you guys are old friends. OED, Oxford English Dictionary. My good friend OED,
is that they try to find the first time that the word was used.
Interesting. Okay, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, of course, this is why I'm not in this like book history sort of like career, is because I'm like, do they show that first or last? Because it's either in order of year, or what's the word when I'm trying to think?
Chronological
or reverse chronological.
Okay.
I can't. Yes. Thank you. And so she is just like, her dad works at the scriptorium. It's very male oriented, but she's like under the table as a little girl, and she's lost her mom. And so what do you do back in the day? You take your kid to work, and she's just collecting, they're looking at scraps, a piece of paper. Everybody has to write it on this it's almost like an index card. Like, if you want to submit a word to the OED project, it has to be on a 3x5 card. I can't remember if that's the exact size, but something like that.
We'll ding you later if you're wrong.
Exactly. So she just collects all these interesting words. And then as she she grows up to be more attuned to what is happening. It's on the heels of the women's suffrage movement and World War I. And she starts collecting words that they have dismissed in the OED. So like think about like the women at the market who may not have like it's slang or whatever, she's including like how women all the words that women use. And I think that's such a cool thing. So I just love it. It was super interesting. And if you want to just get, dabble into the making of the OED, I think this was a great way to do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it so much.
And then my third one, so the first one was about a book, the second one is about words, and my third one is about Omaha. And I feel like I could not talk about my Omaha obsession, Searching for the City by Miss Cassette.
Yes. Huge book for the local community.
For sure. And if you don't know anything about Miss Cassette, so she has a blog, and she goes out and tries to find the history. It's like she is like Nancy Drew for houses or places, and she's out there trying to figure out the mystery or why it was
a nosy little goose at heart. I love her.
So great. But like this is so adjacent to thinking about our local history and our genealogy, and it's this genealogy of place. So she focuses on neighborhoods, buildings, architecture, and people, which I love. And she investigates and inquires and tries to uncover whatever unique stories the properties have. And she uses land deeds, insurance maps, tax records, and old articles. And she also collaborates with local history enthusiasts. What I love about this, I think it was somewhere, I can't even remember, they're like, oh, did you know you can find out so much from a person from their obit? And I'm like, yes, the obits are the best of like really, I mean, yeah, obits are fascinating. So she is she's an Omaha enthusiast. I love it. And so if you want to read more about quirky history and understanding all of that and like how she does it, My Omaha Obsession is the book for you. And also come and like learn about your family or your house. Yeah. Like I love house history. Yeah. We have the Omaha World Herald, his archive from like 1888 or something. 1880 something to the present day. So just punch in your like address and make sure you use like I always, wherever I live, Avenue, do AV or AVE or spell it out. But it's so fun. Yeah. So with our house that we live in, I live in the house that my husband grew up in, and so I know what he sold in his garage sale when he was like a teenager, which was a BMX bike. And I was like, do you miss that BMX bike? And he does. He does. He still wishes he has it.
Actually, if you're out there and you bought Randy's BMX bike and what was it?
We'll 1980 something.
1980 something. Please give it back to Randy. Thank you. So you can bring it to the Central Library. Our boss will not have a problem with that.
It's true. So, we're excited for you to come to visit the genealogy and Central Library. Yeah. Like there's so many stories in our community, and there's more stories to be created.
Yeah. Amazing.
We are so excited to see you on April 19th. And
it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
What are you doing? You're doing nothing. Come see us.
Nothing.
It's going to be great.
Hello.
We will have a lot of really fun stuff going on.
And it's going to be here before you know it, folks.
We got lots of stuff happening on the 19th, and then we've got tons of stuff happening the rest of that month. Like just come in and see us. Come see the building. Ask your questions. Come see the robot.
We can't wait. Yeah.
I did see the robot today, and she was coming in hot. Oh. It's hypnotic. Guys, if you've not come seen the robot, which at this point you haven't because it's
I think all
a locked building.
Will love it.
Yeah. Well, we had our donor preview when to see the building when people were in, and that was one of the places I was posted up was to be answering questions about the ASRS, and it was just so many beautiful, lovely people just staring into space.
I know.
Watching it, and I was like, "Do you have any questions?" And they're just like, "No, I'm good." Like they were. It's hypnotic. It's great.
I love it.
Come see us. It's going to be wonderful. One last thing to plug. we do have a query of the month. If you are still catching up, we are, instead of doing a query of the week, we do a query of the month now. We ask the same question every week. And then the last episode that airs that month, we will answer those questions. So for this query, this month we are asking, tell us your favorite local content creators and influencers. I'm getting tons of people to add to the people that I follow. This has been a really good, we've got lots of good responses so far. So I think it's going to be good.
I love it.
Yeah. It's been amazing, Amy.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't wait to get out of this building with you.
I know. See you over at Central.
I'll see you there. Thanks, everybody. Every book, resource, or thing that we mentioned that we can link to on the internet can be found in list form in our episode description. So if you missed something we talked about, check out that list.
The Book Drop is produced by Omaha Public Library. Our theme music is Trapped in Amber, courtesy of the band Lucid Fugue. Don't forget to subscribe to The Book Drop on your favorite podcast app and like and follow Omaha Public Library on social media.